What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD, and let's jump right into this. Hope you guys are having a great week. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday already. Feels like this weeks are just flying by. What's going on, Shazam? What's going on, bro? Everything's good, man. How are you doing? Hope everything's good. Carlos in the house. What's going on, man? What's going on, brothers? You know, sisters, what's going on, Gina? How are you doing, girl? Good to hear, Shazam. Good to hear, guys. Well, let's just get right into this, guys. Well, I hope you guys are having a great, fantastic week. It is Thursday. What is going on with the markets? Well, I mean, the markets are doing what the markets do, right? We've had such a nice run up in these last few weeks that I feel like in these last week and a half, 2 weeks, we've been really consolidating. We've been seeing some, we haven't really broke above that all-time high yet, but you guys remember when we were, teeter-tottering past the 69,000 level and then past that, it took us a little while, right? We didn't just break above, and when we did, we didn't just go crazy. We went crazy during the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, and most of the 90,000s, right? But us breaking that $100,000 mark and really staying above it has been crucial, but we're going to get into everything. But right now, currently, Bitcoin is back above 100K at around 100,183 to be exact. So she's still holding beautifully strong, holding very strong dominance right now. We've been covering this like crazy. We've been seeing some up and down movements on dominance. We did break down to about the 54.5%, and that's when we pretty much were seeing the alts were just lighting up, right? Since then, we did see a bounce in Bitcoin dominance where Bitcoin has started to come back up, but since then, we pretty much have been hitting our head at this key level at around 57.3 as far as dominance, and we cannot break above this area, so which is a good thing for the most part as far as if you're just invested in mostly alts, then you're most likely going to see the alts are going to probably start reacting positively as long as Bitcoin can really hold around that $100,000 mark. So we'll definitely be jumping into all that. MeX, what's going on? Ricky's in the house. Monero, what's going on, bro? He said, I am buying more NFK. Thank God. There we go, bro. Jake said, did I miss the bull run? I know Jake's got to be trolling, right? Good one, bro. Good one. Gina said, can you please check out RNA, DNA on Solana when you get a chance? Thanks. Yeah, we'll bring that up. You might have to remind me in like 5 minutes, Gina, so just letting you know. But let's get into everything, and we'll start checking out the charts. Like I said, Bitcoin, though, holding around that 100,200 or 100,200. This thing has been kind of going back and forth. I did open up a few shorts earlier today on Bitcoin particularly and was able to catch this big move for the downside, but I briefly, it went down. I closed it at around 60% as far as a short, and then I got the hell out just because I'm definitely not bearish on the market, but I'm going to get money when I can, right? And I can see that we've been basically, I'll pull up my other charts here, but I wanted to look at a clean chart. Basically been all day today. This is pretty much our range for today. And you can see we've kind of, after this nice little move towards the upside, we've been kind of hanging around that 99, $100,000 mark, breaking a little bit below the 100,000. So when we ran up to about 102 earlier today, I wasn't saying, oh, we're probably going to head down, but I bet my money towards it because we keep basically hitting their head at around these areas and getting rejected, right? Obviously, our high being at around 103 and some change, but you can see other times that we've run up 101, almost 102, got rejected. 101.3 got rejected, right? You can see these swings. So for right now, while things aren't going absolutely parabolic, I'm catching some of these plays as we're being, and it is risky, right? But I'm catching some of these plays not only for the downside, but for the upside as well on some of these longs and shorts. So made a nice little move today, like I said. Opened it up. I didn't catch the top, but I did catch Bitcoin at around like 102, somewhere around there, because this thing was just running up so fast and it got rejected quickly. So by the time I opened up that short, it was around 102, but I was able to catch it pretty much as it ran down. And you guys can see for today, I started using, if you guys have been on the channel for a while, I always before, probably 6 months prior, I was always using the MA ribbons. These are basically a bunch of moving averages, right? You have the 20, 50, 100, and 200A. And I like using these for my when I do leverage trading. And you can see on here, depending on what we're doing as far as moving average, like the orange line right here is going to be your 50-day. You can see on the 30-minute, we basically have found some support, and we're basically running parallel to that 50-day for right now. So it just gives me a little bit more structure in regards to making some of these plays if I'm going to be opening up longs or shorts. You guys know, because we've done this on members, when I'm doing long and short leverage trading, I'm looking at the 1 minute, usually 3 minute and 5 minute. I'm looking at these quick intervals because I'm usually jumping in and jumping out. Today, when I jumped in on the short, it was 130x. Yeah, I know, 130x. So I wasn't going to sit there and take the chance of it running down and then bouncing and getting liquidated very quickly, because my range of liquidation was very, very tight, right? So basically caught that short and got the hell out, right? And you can see on the 3 minute, not as clear as day, but it looks potentially like maybe we're seeing some kind of a W pattern potentially for Bitcoin right now. So we might end up seeing somewhat of a move towards the upside for Bitcoin. Again, this is on the 3 minutes, so we're looking at a very small time frame as far as that. So that's pretty much what I've been doing all day as far as trading. I've been leverage trading all freaking day today. I was like, I had to walk away from the charts for a little while because I was like, dude, it gets stressful, right? Not even that I lost any money. It just gets stressful because you're just like, I'm like glued into the charts all day, and I'm looking at the 1 minute, the 3 minute, and I'm just like all day, just like, like it's just, whew, I can't. You sometimes you have good days and you're like, man, I can do this all day, right? And I'm just gonna just leverage trade. I'm gonna day trade all day, right? And it's just like, bro, after like a few hours or a few days of this, you can literally start going crazy, right? So I have to like walk away here and there from the charts. It's what's going on, bro. Lazy's in the house. Levex gave me a free $1,000 trade, so I longed TRX at 28 cents. Nice. I'll have to pull the chart up and see if that was a good move or not. I mean, obviously, it's probably a good move if you're telling me about it. All right, what's going on? Excuse me. Be quiet, Siri. Siri's always popping up. Wavy's in here shilling something. Said, hey, bro, have you heard about the Wall Street Pepe presale? It's going wild. Is it, bro? Is it going crazy, bro? I'm not real big on presales, to be honest, but where's the presale at? I'm not real big on pre-sales, to be honest. Not at all. But, I mean, you can definitely make some money on them. But, hey, listen, Wavy, real quick. I'm not saying that it's not a bad idea, because I've had my share of pre-sales. You know what I'm saying? Jumping in and all that good stuff. But a lot of times they really restrict you on how much you can get in, and like hopefully the pre-sale goes as as planned, but I mean, if it's a solid project and you can get in and they let you throw in a nice little chunk, you can easily double your money, right? One thing I will say with pre-sales, not everyone but most of them, is when that thing dropped, they'll run up, instantly, and then they'll end up dropping just because there's so much sell pressure from everybody from the pre-sales and all that good stuff. But then if you let it be for like a week or two, a lot of times it'll bottom out, and if it's a solid project, usually you'll start seeing it move back up. So definitely you can let me know what the updates are on that. Art said, you want to see wild? Look at Pepu on ETH. It said I got into Block Dag pre-sale, but only because they spent like 100 million in marketing. Flips in the house. Yeah, it said when they put that much into advertising, they're not messing around. I agree. I agree. Like I said, I have like mixed feelings. Like as far as with pre-sales, I definitely see why the projects do it. But at the same time, it's like if you're not in the pre-sale and you're like, oh, I'm interested in this project, it's gonna drop tomorrow, and you go and buy in right when that thing drops, you're gonna get wrecked every freaking time. You're gonna get wrecked just because you're always gonna have that massive sell pressure, right? Whenever the project initially drops. So really, at the beginning, the only people that are really making money off of that drop is going to be usually people that are in the pre-sale if it goes smoothly, right? You've heard of pre-sales, or at least I have, where they don't drop smoothly, or there's some kind of like it just doesn't go as planned, and then the project drops and it just like anybody that even bought it on pre-sale gets screwed. So that's why I'm just like, a lot of times I'm like, bro, I'd rather let the project drop. I won't even worry about the gains or anything like that. Like I just would rather let it drop, let the charts kind of figure themselves out after like a few weeks, and then if it's a solid project, I jump in, usually the whole time monitoring, when's the best opportunity for me to get in. So Wavy, what's the project and what ecosystem is it on? And we can look it up and see. It said I don't trust pre-sales anymore. It's on Ethereum. We'll look it up in a minute. We'll look it up in a minute here. Looking real quick, let's just keep going with everything and we'll pull up the charts. I know Gina's asking for a couple projects, and whoever, if you guys want to look up any projects, just let me know. Looking at the crypto bubbles for today, solid across the board as far as green bubbles. You can see there are some reds because the market has been like chopping up and down. A couple of things that's standing out to me, obviously, Lido, was that Arweave? Or I'm sorry, Aave. And then really it's Link. Link is running right now up 20%. And we're actually going to cover a story on Chainlink. It just broke three-year all-time highs or local highs or whatever the case is. I didn't really read into the article, but we're going to pull that up here in a second. But definitely something that, and then virtual that's been kicking butt recently as well. The Fear and Greed Index, guys. We're back up into extreme greed, meaning that the markets definitely are getting back in. A lot of people that maybe jumped out in the last few weeks on the sides have definitely jumped back into the markets for right now. You can see for the Fear and Greed, we're back up into 80. Like I said, we've already topped out somewhere around 88. We really, believe it or not, with Bitcoin running up as high as it has, you would think that the Fear and Greed Index would have been like all the way up close to 100. We broke up to 90 back in March, right? Where Bitcoin really only went up to, I think, 67 or whatever the case is in March. I don't even remember. But us breaking up to 103,000, we only got up to about 88 has been the top. So really haven't maxed out that extreme greed yet, which tells me we probably have a lot more movement towards the upside, as far as what the Fear and Greed Index is telling us. Altcoin season, according to CoinMarketCap, we're getting closer back into that kind of altcoin season that they claim, right? And it's really just they're focusing on the dominance and really the altcoin market cap. So basically, every project that's in crypto excluding Bitcoin, right? So you can see the market cap. This is in the gray right here. It did break towards the downside. This was in the last week when Bitcoin was dropping down fast. But you can see we are starting to move back up, and that kind of goes with the Fear and Greed Index, right? And I usually tie the Fear and Greed Index with the confidence in the market, right? Right now, Fear and Greed Index is moving up. We're seeing more confidence in the market, and that's usually going to lead to a lot more people taking on riskier assets aka altcoins or small market caps, meme coins, stuff like that. Looking at the top 90 days, virtual, like I was just pointing out, that's up right now is actually the number one highest moved project, most gains in the last 90 days, virtual, and still Peanut is holding second place. And then right under that, which is crazy, is HBAR, which is up 450 freaking percent in the last 3 months. But you guys can see, looking at this chart, even though we've seen somewhat of a retracement, especially in alts, right? Some of the alts a few days ago were down 30-40%. And look at this. I mean, you're seeing still massive gains that have been made in just in the last 90 days. Imagine if this chart was telling us or showing us in the last 180 days, right? The last half a year, the last year, some of these projects are up freaking thousands and thousands of percents right now. So, I mean, alts are definitely still holding pretty strong. Everything's looking good in the market. The Bitcoin dominance, like I said, we did see a nice little run up, like a V shape, but it has retraced, meaning it's coming back down. Once we break around this 54%, or lower, I think that's going to be that. You know, like your alt by that time should definitely already 10x'd by then, you know, and we should be talking about, you know, taking profits around that time, in my opinion. But all right, let's pull up this damn PU. Roberto said it's cold in Miami. Bro, you see I have a hoodie on. I have my my beanie on, dude. It's right now, it's not even that cold. It's like lower 50s right now, but I'm in freaking Florida, right? Yesterday it was like in the 40s and it was like 40-mile-per-hour winds. I swear it felt like it was like in the 20s. We're not used to this kind of cold weather this early. We usually get, like where I'm at, it does get down into the 30s and sometimes into the 20s, but like very briefly, and usually it's like in January, February for like a few days, you know? But like December, it's been colder than it normally is. It's been colder than it normally is. So if it's cold where I'm at, it's probably freezing where you're at, right? Because I know other than maybe Rosales, everybody else is freaking north of where I'm at right now. Because, I mean, you can't really get any much south from where I'm at other than Rosales. So let me know, how cold is it where you guys are at? How cold is it? So it makes me, let me know how cold it is where you're at so I can feel a little bit better, you know, that it's been down in the 40s every night over here. Let's pull up this PU. What is it? Or I'm sorry, not PU. Pepu. Bruh. You said this thing's on fire. What am I? Oh, is it this right here? Yeah, it's this right here, I'm guessing. No, this is not it. What the hell chart is that? I'm like looking for these big gains. Why does it keep pulling up the same chart? Yeah, there's a bunch of scams, dude. What did you say it was on? Ethereum or is it Solana? There's this one right here. This is on Ethereum. Oh, it's on Ethereum, right? It's the number one trending on Ethereum. Are you messing with Ethereum? Let me check something real quick with ADA. I have a short open on ADA. Nothing too crazy. It's on Ethereum. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured, bro. I mean, the market cap's at 430 million. Liquidity's at around 6.5 million locks. So, I mean, it doesn't look bad. It's been out for about 2 days. Couple things I'll say about it, bruh, is obviously if we draw a trend, it's definitely your friend right now, right? Pointing towards the upside for now. It looks like it is not retracing, but you can see it broke below the 236. And look at this art. Now, I'm not saying this it's over with. This thing can easily start pumping, but it's bouncing off the trend. But look where it's hitting its head, right at the 236, right? You definitely want to see this. We want to see it holding the trend, but we need to get above this 236. The 236 was support, broke below, and now it's resistance for right now. And that's going to be price range. The 236 is around the 55 mark or the 5.5 cent mark. So definitely want to see this break above that 55 and find it as some support. And you'll continue to see probably upward movement. But if this thing cannot and it keeps hitting its head, it's going to probably break below the trend. And now you're talking about the 382 at around the 4.6 cents or the 0.5 at around 3.8 cents for this. So, but sometimes I've noticed too recently, a lot of these DeFis that go running, they'll go for a crazy run, a lot of profit taken, right? So you'll see probably this break down to the 382 or the 0.5, and then boom. What happens is a lot of people are watching this project and maybe not jumping in right now. But right when you see a lot of that big sell pressure come in, right, 0.5 or the 382 will probably be its savior, and it'll find some support, and it'll probably go on another big run, given that a lot of people are waiting on the sidelines to jump in on some of these projects. So, Gina, what was the project that you wanted to pull up? I'm trying to scroll up here. I know you asked what's the best, or you're looking for some good DeFi projects to jump in on. I'll look on the our watch list and see if there's anything running. RNA and DNA on Solana. Is Troy here today? Where are you at, Troy? I know these have been trending recently in the last few days on Phantom, because every time I pull one of my wallets up, it'll have RNA or DNA or Troy's XNA or whatever the hell, you know. So I mean, with this project, you can see these massive swings, right, that have been going on. So I mean, if you can maybe catch a good spot to jump in on this, I would say if it goes on a big run, this isn't financial advice, but if it goes on a big run, Gina, take advantage of these big swings, and you know what I'm saying, and catch that bag. You know, you can see off the trend it's bouncing, and it goes off of, you can see 1, 2, 3 massive swings, and you're talking about probably over 100% swings on these things once it bounces off the. It's not giving me the percentage, but you can see. Once it bounces off this trend, it definitely goes on a nice run, and I can almost guarantee it's over 100%. So this is probably one of the only times, other than maybe right here, where it's bounced off the trend and it hasn't really gone crazy. So we just came off of a bounce off the trend line and pretty much the 786. So we'll see. This thing could potentially be setting up for a big run. Market cap fairly low, 1.5 million, and liquidity's at around 200,000 locked in. So not too bad. Volume doesn't look terrible either at around 345,000 for the day. And what I like to see is you have a lot of different wallets buying and selling, almost 2,000. So definitely relevant project. When you have a small market cap, you have a lot of volume and a lot of people trading daily, you're going to see these big swings. So definitely play still looks like it's there. Hopefully next time you go run up, 236 is definitely going to be a spot for some resistance. You can see the last time it ran up, it's exactly where it hit its head at around that 10 zeros. This thing's got massive zeros in front of it. Probably not a bad play. I'm going to add this one to the watch list. This isn't a bad play. If it comes back down towards this trend, I probably will jump in as well. So what was the other it was, you said, what is this one? This one's RNA, and then what was DNA? Yeah, DNA. What's up with all these freaking like chemicals like RNA, DNA? Science projects. So this one, market cap's a little bit higher, right? 5.7 million. Liquidity obviously a little higher at around a little over 500,000 locked in. Volume's obviously a little higher, 1.8 million, and the makers are freaking a lot higher at 7,000. So same things in play with this one. As far as the numbers looking good, volume looks great, right? And look what you're seeing. Almost the same thing. You're seeing these big swings, right? So my what I would imagine would be the object of getting in on this would be trying to catch the swing, right? Trying to catch the swing. So we have the trend here, and you can see every time, or not every time, but most of the time, it drops on this trend. It goes on a nice little run, right? And we have our support level as well, but this thing's well above our support level. I guess we looked at this project before recently. 10 zeros on this one too, huh? Or 9 zeros. All right. So we'll see how this plays out, but this one doesn't look as bad either. The other one kind of looks a little bit more intriguing just because it has a lot smaller market cap, but I mean, this one's not as bad either, right? I mean, the market cap's a little bit higher, but you can still see that if maybe this thing comes down even where it's at, it might have already bounced off the trend as of late, but could be in play right here. I'm going to put this one on our watch list as well because I might end up jumping in if this thing breaks down a little bit lower, especially if it comes down to our support level, which is around the 10.072. I don't think it's going to come that far down, but can dream, right? Can dream. All right, I'm scrolling back down on the chat, so if I missed any of your questions, just let me know. Let me know. Letty's in the house. What's going on? Oh, Letty said it's 33 degrees where she's at. Art said it's 63, windy, and might rain. Art, where are you at again? Are you in Hawaii? Old, what's going on, bro? Your name's green. Is that new? Troy said it's 31 degrees where he's at. It said it's 21. Feels like it's 21 peeps and 14. Oh, Art's in Southern Texas. All right. Texas is supposed to be getting cold. But I know how it is. Like, you can, like, compared to, like, the Panhandle to all the way down, like down in South Texas, it's, like, completely different worlds. That's how it is in Florida as well. Like, up in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, it gets down into the 20s, the teens. Miami, you want to talk about like Rosales, he says he's freezing. If we see pull up the temperature right now in Miami, it's probably like 67 degrees, right? Like, it's so tropical down there compared to like Jacksonville. It's like basically you're in Georgia, you know? So it's like it's 8-hour difference, right? Or 8 or 10 hour drive, but you're going north to south. So it's like, it just changes so much from there. But hell yeah. We're going to cover a couple news articles. Let's see here. So a couple plays. Gina was saying, hey, what are some good DeFi projects on Solana? One project that I've been looking at, Gina, is this Monkey AI. This Monkey AI, how I found this project was there was a big whale that was buying and selling. I'm talking about like millions of dollars on. I forgot what project it was, right? And I was like, this is what I love about blockchain, right? Especially like Solana stuff, is I always go creeping inside their wallets. And I was looking at other things that he was buying. And this was like a week ago. This bitch was buying this millions of dollars in his portfolio. This bastard was buying Monkey AI. And then it broke up like crazy. And the only reason why I was saying it was like, I was a little odd because the dude has millions of dollars in his portfolio. And the project wasn't even, the whole project itself was at the time was at like $100,000 market cap. I was like, this guy, I was like, this is his project or something? I was a little odd. But dude was buying in. He wasn't going crazy, but he was buying like thousands of dollars worth of this project. So I was like, you know what? Let me put it on my watch list and keep an eye on it. And you guys remember that, like yesterday, the day before, I told you I've been looking at it and wanting to jump in when it broke down below the support level. And you can see that it has been breaking out since then. So this is a project that I've been keeping an eye on. I know nothing about this project whatsoever. I know nothing about it. It's been out for about a month. So like I said, I'm following the wall. I'm following the money as far as in this project. So I've been keeping an eye on it. Me particularly right now, not buying in, but if it does come back down towards this support level at around the 11 area, I might be jumping back in or jumping in on Monkey A. I've never actually bought this project whatsoever. A couple other projects, obviously. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. So remember I bought in on, I bought Milady. Remember on that big dip that we had like 2 days ago? I bought Milady, right? I bought Milady, I bought Myro, and I bought Memecoins. Well, I sold off on all those projects briefly. And you know what? I'm not even upset that I did. So let me pull up Milady particularly. I told you guys that I was pissed off that so I threw like $1,000. It wasn't even much. I threw like $1,000 into Milady, right, on crypto.com. And when I was just checking, I was up like 25%. So I was like, nice. It told me, I was up like I already told the story 4 times already, right? I was up. It said I had like $1,200, a little over $1,200 in Milady. So I was like, I just went to look to see. All right, well, let me see, because they like to tax like crazy on their fees. So I was like, let me just see what I have as far as if I go to sell, right? And I go and look, and the 1,200 or 1,220, whatever it was, I don't remember exactly. If I was to sell that exact amount, what I would have got back was $950, right? So I would have lost up 20-something%, right? I would have actually taken a loss selling. So I was pissed off. So I was like, I'm going to wait. But after I saw that, I was like, you know what? When I get into profits, right, I'm going to sell my Milady, and I'm not buying back on crypto.com. So I was able to do that. This was the drop right here the other day. We had this big drop. I caught it, like I told you guys. I was able to catch Milady pretty far down. So when we recently ran up, I don't remember where it was because I don't think I caught the top, but somewhere around this area, it was after we were streaming, I ended up selling out, making very little bit of money, right? Giving them majority of the profits, giving them, so I was like, you know what? I just sold, got all my money back, made a little bit of money on Milady, and I'm walking away. It has nothing to do with Milady particularly. It has everything to do with crypto.com and the freaking fees that they're charging, right? So I just thought it was ridiculous, and I've dealt with them. I told you guys this when I've made other plays, plays that like $10,000 plays and stuff like that, and them taking, thousands of dollars off the profits. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. So another project that I did jump in on was Myro. I told you guys I bought in on Myro, right? I don't remember exactly where I bought in on any of these projects because the drop was so freaking fast. But I did. Oh yeah, we saw the drop. I bought it initially like around like damn, I don't remember exactly where, but I know the next day we dropped down a little bit farther, and I ended up adding a lot more into my bag to bring my average down because I was down. But when we started moving up, this was yesterday, I ended up selling off on Myro towards the top right here, making more money than I made off of Milady with half the money, right? Just because we're doing this on swaps, right? So I ended up selling off on Myro, and then the same thing for Memecoins. I ended up, hold on here. I ended up selling off, and this is just briefly for right now. I definitely do want to get back in. I just didn't feel comfortable. Like I bought in, on the drop, but I was like, you know what, man? I was like, I'm up right now. I was up for all 3 of those projects. I made some good money, right? I'm not going to say I didn't. I made some good money when you added them all together. So I'm going to secure the bag. I'm going to take this, right? With anticipation that if we do drop more or we see any more kinds of, big drops, that I'll probably take advantage of it and get better positioning in a lot of these projects. So not that I'm saying I'm short term or I'm sorry, that I'm bearish on any of these projects. Definitely bullish, especially on Myro and Memecoins, right? I just saw that I was in the green. I wanted to take the profits with anticipation, like I said, that if I can jump in maybe at some better prices, I'm definitely going to take advantage of it. So we'll see how it goes. One thing I'm looking at on Memecoins is that since we've jumped up, this was like, I think last week we made this double top back. Actually, this was in mid-November. So it's been about a month. We made this double top. We technically have been coming down on Memecoins, right, since then. And it's been like that kind of for all the projects. I've said the same thing about Bitcoin, right? Right now, Bitcoin's at around 100,300. We guys, I mean, even right now, it's still, even though this bull flag that I pointed out like a week ago has played out. You can see for Bitcoin, we made another double top, and it looks like Bitcoin is struggling right now to stay above 100,000. Do I think that, it's all over and we topped out and it's all gone? No, not necessarily. But at the same time, we definitely want to see Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to start making some solid moves and staying above some of these moves, right? Not just, running up to 102 and then breaking back down under 100K. Because what we're seeing is that people are, once we break up to these levels, people are just taking profits and just trying to maybe do what I'm doing with Maniki and Myro, taking profits and maybe putting their money on the side and kind of waiting to see if we're going to have some kind of a drop, right? That's what it seems like on my end as far as what the charts are telling me. So, hopefully we can, stay confident in the market, stay bullish, but, I wouldn't be surprised is what I'm saying, is if in the next few weeks we see somewhat of a relief in the market, meaning a downward movement, back into some of these lower 90s per se, before we get into January and we start rallying. Because I keep telling you guys, I think around inauguration, which is technically in literally 3 weeks from now, right? After the New Year's, I think that's when we're going to, up and about running around that time, maybe a little bit before, is when I think we're going to see the markets go back into that Trump pump, right? You have to remember, Bitcoin and the markets are running off of a Trump pump. Whether you like the guy or not, they're running off of that because of everything. He's been really pro-crypto. He won the election. He's been putting in people that are very pro-crypto that are going to be replacing Gary Gensler and all these other things. So a lot of people are betting on the markets are going to do really well, or they betted on the markets doing really well, and that's what's happened. But it's starting to, you know how crypto is, particularly, right? After a week, it doesn't matter if freaking China, says that we're not using the yen anymore and we're going to run strictly Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs up to $1 million. Everybody's going crazy. A week later, it's like, it's old news, right? And that's kind of what we're dealing with now. It's kind of like, we're still bullish in the market, but, it's like we need more. We need something else to kind of get us past these levels, right? And I think that's going to be the inauguration. So with that being said, maybe in the next week or two, maybe, right? Market's not really telling me this is going to happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see some kind of a retracement back to some safe, healthy levels. If us maybe rebouncing back at this 91,000 or, somewhere around these areas, retesting 90K before us running back up, around the inauguration. So we'll see how it plays out. But if we do see that, right, I wouldn't be too worried. Especially if we hold, some of these higher levels, I wouldn't be too worried. And then also, that's going to give a lot of key opportunity for these alts, right? So, but we'll see how it plays out. I always try to tell you guys like what I have going on, and what I think's going on in the markets. I could be completely wrong, right? But this is how I'm kind of positioning myself as far as like with anticipation of us seeing something like that play out in the next few weeks. But hear me clearly, I still do think we're going to break well above 130,000 for Bitcoin, and I don't think we even saw we saw just a little beginning of altcoin season is what what I'm thinking, right? I still do think that we have a massive blow off top coming up at the beginning of 2025, somewhere around there. And I still do think that most likely we'll be topped out anywhere from here to about March. And then from there on, maybe we stay at those higher levels, or maybe we start cooling down, fast or slow, whatever the case is. But something like that as we drag on into 2025, and then probably getting into a bear market towards the end of, or towards the second half or later 2025. And then so on 2026, I think is going to be a great year for all of us that are taking profits to start accumulating and doing it all over again, right? Because if you believe that we don't run in cycles, or you think that the cycles are over with, you're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. Bitcoin may not never come back down to like $20,000. I'll agree with that probably, right? But if you think we're never going to go into a bear market, and stuff like that, yeah, you're going to get wrecked. Jake said, could Trump moving into office end up being a sell the news event though? It could be, bro. Right? It very well could be, right? That's a good question. And that's almost like what I'm saying, but I don't know if it's going to be a big sell the news event because he's putting a lot of people that are pro crypto, right? So I do think that, like I said, I think we're going to continue to see a Trump pump, right? As he gets into office, and like I said, we're going to have news to run off of, right? Like when he gets in the office, Gary Gensler is going to be leaving. Markets are going to pump, right? He's going to be getting replaced with a gentleman, I forgot his name, but he's very pro crypto. Markets are going to pump, right? There's going to be little things that I think are going to be happening after he gets elected, right? That are going to, move. They're going to be market movers that are going to be positive for the most part, right? So that's why I think, that, even if we do see somewhat of a cool off in the market, in the next week or two or whatever, we're going to see a cool off in the market, it's got to be probably in the next, week or two, right? But we could easily not see it and easily stay on this, this, what do they always call it? That Santa pump or whatever the hell it is. Like we always, during bull markets, we always run during December, right? So, I'm just throwing out speculation, kind of telling you guys what I'm doing as far as like positioning myself, positioning myself. Oh man, I've been kind of waiting to use this. So let's see. Positioning myself. That's a no diddy right there, right? That's a no diddy right there. Let's do it. I got to drop it on you guys. Let's do it. Hold on. My bad.
Brother,
my bad. I didn't mean to say all that.
What's that?
My bad.
What's that, brother?
Oh, man. Won't do that one again. My bad. All right, let's jump into some news. Oh, my chat went down. Where's my chat? Why is it here? There it is. You guys are back. It said it's going to definitely be a sell the news event. Sell the news thing, I feel, but going to recover very quickly. Bitcoin will enter a hot zone of the bull run. Khalil said if you go by the cycles, then March might be too early to sell. Possibly. It said it could be minorly affected, but the first thing he says about crypto will make it parabolic, huge movement. Crip, you should try to figure out how to post a comment on the screen that would keep the channel a little bit. That would help the channel. What do you mean by post a comment? What do you mean? Let me know, bro. I'm always up for helping the channel out. While you're explaining that on the main screen, you mean like on the thumbnail? Is that what you mean? You mean like before you click into the video, like the thumbnail, or what do you mean? Yeah, but so you said I should post a comment on the screen. I don't get what you mean though. Like, what do you mean? I'm a little lost. Let me know. Like I said, I'm interested in finding out. So I saw this article today. This was earlier today. Oh, hold on. So when a comment, oh, you mean like whenever you guys comment, it goes across the actual stream, is what you mean? Is that what you mean? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. You know what's funny is I was thinking about that. The only reason why I don't have that is because I have like my big head covering half the screen already. Like where the hell would I put the comments? Like right above me, I guess. I don't know. But I definitely, yeah, we could do that. We can definitely, I'm always looking, what I always try to do with the channel, if you guys notice, if you look at the progression from like 6 months ago to where we're at now, I keep switching shit up, right? I keep switching shit up, and I'm going to continue to do that as well. I told you, in the next few weeks, we're going to be out and about while I'm streaming talking about crypto and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing like some, IRLs, but streaming, stuff like that. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do. Right now I am busy, occupied elsewhere as well. So if you notice, you can tell, obviously, I'm here every day with you guys, but the way I make my, the way I survive and make money is I do my daily trading. I have occupation, stuff like that. You can tell I'm not like one of those streamers that sit on, live stream for 4 hours a day because they have to make money off of streaming. I do this because I love to be with you guys. I love to talk crypto, and this is what I want to do. But at the same time, I make majority of my money off of trading. I do daily trading. I do long, I'm a trader, investor, all that good stuff. So, with the YouTube, I haven't really gone like 100%, but I do have plans on switching stuff up and really, not only doing live streams, but also, pumping out again like we were a year ago, videos and stuff like that, throughout the days as well. So we'll figure it all out, but a lot to come. I appreciate you, Old. I really do, brother. So look at this article that popped up earlier. Time to sell XRP. Crypto whale dumps 95.5 million on Coinbase. So XRP, the world's third largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, is continuously making waves following the whale interest and its impressive performance. However, recently a whale activity appears to be cause of concern for XRP holders, as crypto whales have reportedly dumped nearly $100 million worth of XRP tokens onto Coinbase cryptocurrency exchange. So on December the 13th, December the 13th, today's the 12th. How is it? On December the 13th, the blockchain-based transaction tracker, this must be like a typo, because I'm like, wait, today's the 12th? The blockchain-based transaction tracker Whale Alert posted on X that 39.43 million XRP tokens worth 95.5 million were transferred from an unknown wallet to Coinbase. This whale activity indicates a bearish signal, even as sentiment around XRP appears bullish. Additionally, it raises the question of whether this whale knows something about XRP that suggests the price is poised for a decline. And I'm going to put a pause right here. This right here brings me to what I've been saying, right, guys, about, just being cautious, guys. Like I said, I still do believe we have a lot more movement in the market, but if we look back a year from now, right, and we look back a year from now and 103,000 was the top, would you honestly be surprised? Would you be like, I just can't believe 103 was the top? Maybe, right? But coming out of 2021, I'm telling you, it literally played out like that, where we ran up to like 64. We had a drop, right? We ran up to eventually 69K. And then, we stayed there for a little while. Alts went crazy. Like I tell you guys all the time, for about 6 to 8 weeks, DeFi was right around there going crazy. And then that was it. It felt like it was so much longer because that build up from Bitcoin from 30 to 69K throughout 2021 was a 6 to 8 month period where the markets were moving, right? You look back at it and you're like, holy crap, we hit that 69K and that was that. Even though we hit it, we dropped, we bounced, we came close to it, but we never broke above 69,000. And so far, that is what's been going on for right now for Bitcoin, is we have not broke above that 103,000. Now, it hasn't been long, right? We're only talking about a week ago. So that's why I'm not like, oh yeah, like I'm like real secure that that's the top. No, nothing like that. But so far, it's like I keep saying, I don't want you guys to be worried or feel like I'm being bearish, but at the same time, I'm like literally on the fence about everything. That's why I keep buying in on these big dips and then making some money, and then I keep jumping out of the market, because I want to be 100% ready for when we do come down like crazy and there's some crazy prices again. I want to take advantage of that, and I want to have a lot of liquidity, So, and I remember personally back in 2021 at the end of the market when we were coming down, I didn't want to believe it, and I made this final buy. And I told you guys this, or maybe I didn't tell you the exact, but I made this final buy and I bought in on a project. I threw $5,000 on it, $5,000 on it. And the damn thing never came back up. Even to this day, never came back up. And that was at the end of the market. And I thought I was doing so good. I did so well during the whole freaking, bull market. And all the signs were around me and I didn't freaking catch it. And I threw $5,000 like the last move on this project, and it just kept going down and down and down. I was like, oh, it'll eventually come back up. And it didn't. No, but it didn't, and I was just like, and I wouldn't sell for a loss. So I'd let it sit there for 2 freaking years. Finally, the project like bounced. And you know what I did is, and I'll show you guys what I did. So you guys know I'm always talking about this project, Suku. There's a reason why I'm always talking about this project. Not always talking about it, but I bring it up here and there because it's got a sensitive spot. So I was, like I said, I was, this was on Coinbase. I was buying in on projects that were dropping on Coinbase, and doing really well. Well, this project dropped on Coinbase and it did really well and I didn't catch it. So I waited, and like you can see, look where we're at. If you can see on the bottom of the screen, this is November of 2021. That's the top of the market. Well, let me see so I can get my time frames right. Yeah. So I had bought in somewhere around here, and with anticipation, I bought in at $1. Right? Look where it's at right now. Right now it's at 10 cents, I think it is. But I had bought in at $1, $5,000, right? Picked up 5,000 of them, and it never went back up. And it just kept going down and down and down and down and down and down. And eventually I knew we were in a bear market, right? But it was already, it was too late. But what was crazy is one day I'm watching this guy stream, this older guy too. And he's like, yeah, this was during the bear market. We had just gotten into the bear market, and he's like, yeah, this shit just looks terrible. He's like, but one project, he's like, the only project that's in the green right now is like some project, I don't even know what is it? He's like, Suku's up 400% today. Remember, I was holding, so I was like, I'm not selling for a loss. And he's like, Suku's up 400% today. And I'm like, I jump out of my seat. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, I just want my money back at this point. I was like, so I get on my Coinbase and it's basically where it was before. And I'm like, wait, and I look at the chart and it jumped up 400% for like 4 hours and then came right back down, and I didn't freaking catch it. And I look at the video and the video was like 2 days old. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, cause I even stopped looking at the charts because it was just getting so depressing. Right. So, I always have that in the back of my mind. I don't want to make that mistake again. So to come to the end of this story, right, there is light at the end of the tunnel for this. So I told you that I didn't want to sell for a loss. Well, Suku dropped all the way down because I didn't sell. Wasn't able to sell at this big blimp right here when it shot up. This thing shot up on that one day. It shot up to $1.30. So I would have been able to sell it for profit, and I ended up not finding out. I was so mad at Coinbase. I was like, why didn't they send me an alert, right? That my portfolio just jumped from, like $1,000 up to like $8,000 in 4 hours, and then came back. Like they sent me no alert. They'll send me BS alerts that ADA's down 0.2%, but when my portfolio jumps up $9,000, they don't tell me anything. So that's a whole nother argument. But the point of what I'm getting to is Suku dropped down to 3 cents, guys. Think about this. I had lost 97% on this play at a point. And you know what I did? I started buying. I was like, you know what? There's no point in me. I'm not going to sell. It was literally $5,000 was down to like $300, right? So I was like, I'm not going to sell. I wasn't even mad about it because it was all profits from everything that I was day trading on. I was just mad that I made the play, right? So I was like, I'm not pissed. I'm going to just start buying back in because I was buying everything else. We're in a bear market and I started buying massive amount of Suku, right? And I brought my average all the way down to like 9 cents during the bear market. So I was like, all right, I'm good. I was like, we're still hovering around 3 to 4 cents. I was like, I'm good. All this thing needs to do is have a good day. And recently, we did this on live. I didn't mention the story, but I was like, holy crap, the Suku's up. And Suku had ran up to like 30 cents. And guess what, guys? I was able, after 2 years, to freaking sell off and make profit on everything because I brought my average down, but I had to hold on to the project for freaking 2.5, probably more years for me to even make that play, right? And I know some people, they can't hold their funds for that long. Like I said, this was just in a portfolio that I was just like kind of like just day trading on. I literally started with like $200 and I made it all the way up to 5K. But then I made that move and I was just like, bro, I was like, I can't believe that the last move you make on the freaking before the markets crashed, you did this. But like I said, the end of the story is I ended up selling when we jumped up. I didn't catch the top, but I sold because I didn't give a shit. I was so happy that my average was at like 9 cents and I had jumped up. I sold probably at around like 19 cents, I think it was, when we broke out originally. Yeah, I was like 18 around this area. I was like, I don't even care. So, and fun fact is this is a small market cap on Coinbase. I don't really know much. It's an Asian project, right? But I still do to this day. Like it dropped down to 6 cents, and I actually bought in over here and sold when it jumped up and hit its head at the 618 recently. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it right there, guys. Ricky said, "Bro, that was a long story, bro. You got. I feel like." Because we're gonna go over other stuff on crypto, but I feel like you got to go through some of these stories, so because I know some people relate to it, right? Or if you don't relate to it yet, you're going to relate to it because you're going to end up doing something similar, right? On this the bull run that we're in right now, someone's gonna make that same kind of I'm not gonna say mistake, but that same kind of move, right? And you're gonna be in a pickle where you're gonna be like, we're going to be going into bear market and you're going to be like, do I just sell for a loss or do I just freaking let this shit just sit there for a very long time, right? So Troy said you should be wearing a hat that says NFK to the moon. I should. Bro, you know what? I'm gonna make beanies. Remember, we're gonna be doing the sweatshirts. I'm gonna like I said, we're gonna be taking care of everything. I'm gonna drop a beanie as well, and everything that we sell, we're gonna put right into NFK. Steve said, "How are you doing this year, 2024 in crypto? You make $1 million yet? You seem really knowledgeable." I will say, Steve, I've made a lot more this year than I made, and I did really well in 2021. I got to be careful what I say here because, there's people that are watching, but, we're all doing pretty good, right? We're all doing pretty good. But yeah, to answer your question, I've learned a lot from 2020-21 bull run. I'll tell you that. Old said I bought Cardano around the top last time, about $15,000 worth. I did this. So I bought Cardano during the same period. I bought it at like 80 or 90 cents, somewhere around there. And this was another story that I said, it won't be long. But I freaking ran Cardano up to $3.50 on the last run and didn't freaking sell because I was listening to other people while we were in the middle of the bull run, right? I'm listening to other people. Oh, Cardano's going to $5, $10 and all this crap, and I'm like not doing my own, technical analysis and looking at the charts the way I should have been, and it was like I was just listening to other people, and they're like, Cardano's going to 5. So when Cardano ran up and I was like 4x up, I didn't freaking sell. And then the thing, you guys know the end of the story on that one. We came all the way down to 30 cents. So I recently just sold my Cardano when we broke above a dollar in the last few weeks. That was still sitting in the same portfolio in Coinbase as well. That's the money that I actually, when I sold Cardano for like whatever it was, I put all that back into Suku because it was like a few weeks ago, right before it popped again, right? And then I did really well on that one. I was like, I cash out, and I still have my Coinbase, everything's sitting there, but I haven't bought anything back in because it's a portfolio that I started off with, like I said, from nothing, and it's really just been like a daily trading, but I don't even daily trade in it right now, so. But that's my story, guys. But the point of all that, we just jumped down that big rabbit hole, is you got to follow the money, right? You got to follow the money. And we're starting to see signs now. Are these people selling maybe premature? Possibly, right? But we're going to keep an eye on stuff like this, especially this whale alert right here. I think I follow them on Twitter. But we definitely want to keep an eye on this stuff because when you start seeing that big money flowing out or making moves, you kind of want to see what's going on, right? You don't want to be left holding the bag. Another thing that I was watching today was that, what's his name? Warren Buffett is sitting on like $350 billion in cash right now. But he doesn't mess with crypto, but he messes with stocks. He's sitting on the most liquidity that he's ever sat on. And he had just sold off on like his Apple and like all these big stocks that have been rallying like crazy. And he's sitting on a bunch of cash. And I was watching this and they showed a chart of every time this guy does this. Maybe not immediately, right? Because they said that he put his money in some high yield where he's getting basically APY back for all his cash that he's sitting in, right? Almost like CDs or whatever the hell. He's got some high interest, accounts that he has all his money sitting in. So he's making money passively right now. But they said whenever he does this, there usually follows, maybe not immediately, but follows the markets start to retrace, right? And that's just another thing. Like I said, you have to pay attention to all this stuff because this big money, they always are going to know before we will. They're always going to know before we will. Get back into a little bit bullishness, right? Chainlink price hits 3-year high as open interest spikes all-time high. Let's pull up Link's chart. I know Ricky was talking about Chainlink recently. Look at that. Look at that run. That's nice. So Chainlink is among top gainers on December the 12th, which is today, as it peaked price to its high level in nearly 3 years. With this coming as futures open interest spiked to an all-time high. Data from an on-chain and financial metrics provider Glassnode revealed that Chainlink futures open interest reached 770 million as Link hit its highest levels in almost 2 years. OI, a measure of market activity, provides insight into investor sentiment, which appears bullish in this case. So Glassnode's data from December the 11th highlighted that Chainlink's OI was nearly 3 times that of Toncoin and twice that of Tron. Specifically, Ton and TRX futures open interest stood at around 259 million and 356 million respectively. On December the 12th, Link's price soared to $29.45, continuing its upward momentum after reaching levels last seen in January of 2022. So let's see. The last time Chainlink's been around $28, $29, if we go back, was technically, was in January of 2022. And this was basically us. We didn't realize it, but we already were technically in a bear market, because you can see Chainlink's chart is a little different. Chainlink topped out in 2021, if you can see, in May. This was early 2021, which the markets ran like crazy. This was, I think, when Cardano had run up to those all-time highs. A lot of alts, not all of them, but a lot of alts did a premature run before Bitcoin even ran, right? Bitcoin was doing good, but didn't make all-time highs yet. And you can see some of these alts actually ran well before. And you can see a massive retracement, but you can see that it did run back up towards, this was the top of the market for Bitcoin in November 2021. So you can see it did run back up, but couldn't catch itself up. And then obviously you can see the dreaded M pattern off of this chart right here, right? You can see this M pattern, which, basically just sealed the deal for Chainlink, but it had nothing to do with Chainlink particularly. The whole market went into a bear market, right? So we haven't seen, like the article saying, we haven't seen these prices since the basically the beginning of 2022, or technically around the end of 2021 when we were at the top of the market. So that's interesting. So as of the time of the writing, Chainlink has gained 13% on the day and was up 97% over the past week and 30 days respectively. The upside has come amid key ecosystem partnerships for the Oracle network, including with World Liberty Financial. The Trump-inspired crypto project announced in November that it was adopting Chainlink's technology to bring decentralized finance to mass adoption. This might be something to pay attention to, guys. Remember, Trump, right? This guy's linking up. He's basically saying that they're going to be using Chainlink's technology for their project, right? So this might be something to pay attention on. Is it too late for Chainlink as far as jumping in right now? I mean, you guys know how I am. This thing's already pumped up, like they said, 100% in the last week. Me personally, not financial advice, wouldn't jump in on Chainlink at this, exact moment. Maybe waiting for some kind of a small retracement. The only thing I would say as far as retracement on Chainlink, if you're looking, would possibly be maybe it breaking down towards the 22, 23 area, right? This is pretty much the previous local high that we've had. If we do see a retracement in the charts, we'll probably see Chainlink come back and retest this $23 mark. That would probably be a good spot, or anything below if you have the opportunity. You may not see that happen though, just because, like I said, in these next few weeks, as Trump gets inaugurated, they're rolling out with whatever project they have with Trump. And if Trump's sitting here talking about Chainlink is going to flip and fly, most likely. So, okay, breaking news, guys. Breaking news. Ricky just said that he's dropping his Chainlink prediction. And Ricky, I got to give respect. My boy knows his stuff. He's saying possible $230 Chainlink prediction. What is my question? Hold on. My question is, what is Chainlink's market cap looking like? 18 billion? Holy crap, I didn't know Chainlink's market cap was so freaking high. $18 billion market cap for Chainlink. Let's just say we're at $30. So you're saying that potentially $230 prediction. So that would be what? That would be technically about a 5x from where it's at right now. No, that would be 150. So you're talking about potentially like an 8x. We'll say an 8x from where it's at right now. 8 times 18,000 would put us at what? Around $136 billion market cap. I mean, that is doable. I mean, that's definitely doable. And especially if you're talking about, and like I said, love them or hate them, put all that aside. We're talking about crypto and making money. If you have any kind of president, right, that's even mentioning any particular project, I guarantee the project's going to run, right? Even if it's a quick run, whatever the case is, you guys see when even Elon just posts anything about Doge or just a Doge picture, Dogecoin will go running, right? It's these influencers or whatever the case is, and who's the biggest influencer of them all is going to be probably the president, because it's going to be worldwide. That could be a lot of exposure on Chainlink right there. So definitely, I'm not going to disagree with the $230 market cap or $230 price range, right? Definitely not. So Ukraine to legalize crypto in early 2025 with no tax exemptions. Hopefully that war ends here soon. I think that's going to be a big move. BlackRock on Bitcoin 2% allocation reasonable for portfolios. That's definitely very bullish. Ethereum's derivatives have mixed performance against Bitcoin. Apto's price chart pattern points to a 42% jump. Was that a cup and handle right there, Ricky? Oh. Floki's price is on the verge of a breakout ahead of Monkey airdrop. Let's pull up Floki's chart real quick because I've been hearing some stuff about this. There it is. I was like, I know I have a chart. So what is this? So Floki's price rose for a second consecutive days as cryptocurrencies rebounded and traders anticipated the upcoming Wise Monkey airdrop. Floki, one of the leading meme coins in crypto, traded at 30248, up 22% for this week's lowest level. This recovery came after developers shared additional details about the Wise Monkey airdrop. Floki holders are set to receive approximately 27% of all Monkey tokens by December the 20th. An additional 4% of Monkey tokens will be airdropped to Floki to TokenFi holders, while another 4% will reward users of their Floki bot traders. Hell yeah. They're saying the potential bull flag is on Floki. I mean, I see the flag. I definitely see the flag. I just don't know if because usually bull flags they're gonna usually be descending. This bitch is just is in a channel right now. I don't even know if this is like technically a bull flag or what. It's definitely trading in a tight channel right now. So I will agree there's going to be some kind of a break. Is it going to be towards the up or to the down? Who knows? Who knows, guys? I think that's everything on the news that we have to cover. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look at that. Gina, look at RNA if you're still here. Definitely bounced off that trend. Kind of pissed. I wish we would have streamed earlier because if we would have pointed this out, I probably would have bought on the trend. Definitely keeping an eye out on Maniki. Would love to, definitely get my bag back. Let me zoom out here. Finally, sorry, I have dial-up internet, so it takes a long time. Just kidding. So this trend, you can see we broke below the trend. That's why when we came back up, I ended up selling on Maniki around this area because we were hitting our head on the trend, which usually is an indicator that we're going to probably come down. So I'm keeping an eye on it because I would love to, pick up another bag of Maniki. I think I'm going to be patient, and if it does what I want it to do, as far as come down towards the 71 or below, that's going to be a buy zone for myself for Maniki. Because I don't know, something about Maniki. I'm on the Maniki team now. Like I really want to just stack up because I feel like this damn thing. If the markets stay strong, this is going to be another Solana project that we're going to see drop on like freaking Binance out of nowhere. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. Troy said I bought it up the other day. You told me not to buy it. I don't give out financial advice, so I wouldn't say not to buy it. Then he deleted his comment. I might have said be careful buying in at that time. I don't know. I don't remember, but I don't know why I would say that when I was buying. So Well, I think that's pretty much it, guys. I think that's pretty much it for the markets and today. I mean, the main thing I want to get across, guys, is for right now, Bitcoin's holding that 100K, so we're still in play as far as staying very, very bullish, right? So hopefully, everything stays and plays itself as far as like staying bullish. I said that whole beginning segment as far as, possibly, us seeing maybe a cool off in the next week or two before we get into the inauguration, and New Year's and all that good stuff. I'm just saying it could happen, right? It could happen. So if it does, don't get freaked out, or anything like that. If we see maybe a retracement, towards the lower 90s, I think that would be a healthy retracement. And then we get into inauguration and all that stuff and the markets start pumping, because it seems like Bitcoin is stagnant right now, right? Where, we're holding strong at around 100K, but we just cannot break, some of these levels, and we're kind of just keep getting rejected. A lot of times that's showing that we do have buyers, right? But as we move up to maybe 100, 102, the sellers come in real quickly and say, nope, right? So maybe we need to drop down to some of those levels to kind of exhaust the sellers, so then we can kind of get that momentum back up. Inauguration comes and Bitcoin can finally break above 103, and who knows where we'll go from there. So Old said, I have a blue circle star too. You're part of the squad now, bro. We're going to have a members only stream this weekend, so make sure you're there. Troy said, no, you said you wouldn't buy it. Not me. I already bought it. Oh, okay. I mean, no worries. No worries, bro. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, thank you guys so much for being here. I do appreciate it. I really do. I thank you guys so much. You guys have a safe, warm night, because I know it's cold pretty much everywhere across the state and probably anywhere else you're watching it. It's wintertime in the northern hemisphere, right? So you guys be safe out there. Have a great night. If you need me, hit me up in the Discord, and we will be back here tomorrow, all right? All right, guys. I'll see you later. See ya.